Hello everyone, you are watching our Dexco's News Bulletin with me, Joanna. To begin with, let's take a look at the headlines. PWD conducts interviews for the post of assistant engineers despite of application of code of conduct. Sports Minister Ramesh Savarkar grilled over non-availability of passes for the Lusophonia Games. And petrol vessel INS Sumida commissioned in Indian Navy's fleet. And now the news in detail. Despite of application of code of conduct, PWD took interviews for the post of assistant engineers in civil on 6th and 7th March. Upon declaration of polling dates all over the state for the Lok Sabha election, Central Election Commission declared of code of conduct throughout the nation from 5th March. Even in such condition, the PWD called candidates for interviews on 6th and 7th March. When asked PWD Minister Sudhin Dhaulekar, he said that the calls were sent before application of the code of conduct and the due permission was acquired from the State Election Commission for conducting the interviews, stating that since the calls were sent before application of code of conduct and the department has not yet received the notices of application of code of conduct, PWD Minister denied violation of code of conduct.
आज जे इंटरव्यू चलताले ताजी नोटीस भुरग्यांक जवळ जवळ 5 दीस पयलीं पाविल्ली आनी हे जे इंटरव्यू आसा ते टॅक्निकल एसिस्टंट बी सिवील ज्यांची अत्यंत गरज आसा NRW हो सेल आमी स्थापन केल्लो आसा आनी प्रत्येक NRW सेलाक आमकां 20 कॅन्डिडेटांची गरज आसा पूण जेन्ना इलेक्शन कमिशनान सांगलें की ते तशें करूं शकना तुम्ही परमिशन द्या त्या प्रमाणे तांणी ते स्टॉप केले आणि इलेक्शन कमिशनान पळोवन त्यानंतर हे इंटरव्यू घेतले गेले तांणी परमिशन दिलें हे जे इंटरव्यू ठरिल्ले ते 1 तारखेक ठरिल्ले आज तारीख कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट आयला 5 तारखेक सो देर इज नो हे काल आनी आज आशिल्ले ते इट इज नॉट अ वायलेशन अजून कोड ऑफ कंडक्टाचें आमकां हें येवना नोटीस येवना किंवा इलेक्शन हें येवना सो आतां हेचे फुडें वील टेक केअर ऑफ इट.
However, when we cross-checked with the State Election Commission, Chief Electoral Officer Narayan Nauti said the code of conduct is imposed from 5th March upon declaration of polling dates and no such interviews can be conducted during the code of conduct. And if any department conducts such interviews, then it's the violation of the code of conduct and a disciplinary action will be taken against the head of the department, including his suspension.
No, आम्ही सगळे डिपार्टमेंटाक इन्स्ट्रक्शन पयलीं धाडून दिलां की कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट कॉमर्स काय कसल्याय टायपाचे इंटरव्यू किंवा सिलेक्शन बी सगळी ती बंद दवरपाक जाय आनी अकॉर्डिंगली ही इन्स्ट्रक्शन्स आसा ती सगळ्या डिपार्टमेंटांनी अनस्क्रुपलसली फॉलो करपाक जाय. तुमी आतां सांगता प्रमाणे जर PWDन ते चलता आसत जाल्यार इट इज वायलेशन ऑफ कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट. जर तशें आमची निदर्शनां आहेत जाल्यार वी वील हॅव टू टेक स्ट्रॉंग एक्शन फेस देम.
कितें एक्शन जातलें सर?
न्ही एक्शन म्हणजे जो हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट जो इंटरव्यू कंडक्ट करता आफ्टर इलेक्शन म्हणजे आफ्टर डिक्लेरेशन ऑफ इलेक्शन्स जाल्यार ताचेर डिसिप्लिनरी एक्शन घेवची पडटली इन्क्लुडींग इवन सस्पेन्शन.
पूण आतां तुमकां कितें इन्फॉर्मेशन
अजून पर्यंत आमकां कसलेंच इन्फॉर्मेशन अशें ना पूण सकाळीं कोण तरी हांगसर विचारून गेला की कोड ऑफ कंडक्टान इंटरव्यू घेवपाक जाता काय म्हणून.
गव्हर्मेंट ऑफिसर येयलो
एक कोण तरी रिटायर्ड कोण तरी गव्हर्मेंट ऑफिसर आयलो आनी ताणें आमकां विचारलें की बाबा कोड ऑफ कंडक्टाचे हातून इंटरव्यूज घेवपाक जाता काय म्हणून टॅक्निकली. आमी ताका सांगलें स्ट्रिक्टली इंटरव्यू कोणाचें घेवपाक जायना नॉर सिलेक्शन कसलीच प्रोसेस करपाक जायना म्हणून आनी जर कितें करतले जाल्यार ताका रिटर्न इन्स्ट्रक्शन फ्रॉम द कमिशन किंवा परमिशन जाय पडटलें.
ओके आतां तुमकां ही इन्फॉर्मेशन मेळ्ळी तुमी कितें वॉच करतले थंय वचून पळयतले बीन कितें?
हय नॅचरली इन्फॉर्मेशन आयलें काय आमी आमचे रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर जो आसा ताका कळयतले की लेट हिम कंडक्ट इन्क्वायरीज अबाउट.
Meanwhile, the Chief Principal Officer PWD, Mr. Rego, denied of conducting any interviews and said that the candidates were called to register their details and sent back. Sanjay Munoli and Gautam Shirodkar reports from Panji for RDX Goa.
We have consulted Election Commission and Election Commission has told not to take interviews. We have only taken names. We have taken names and their addresses. We have asked Election Commission today, our men went there, he asked them and he said, you don't take interviews. Accordingly, we have not taken interviews. It was published long back. Yesterday, they were called to give application. Yesterday, we took application.
Sports Minister Ramesh Tawadkar was grilled by ruling and opposition benches on Friday over non-availability of passes for the Lusophoniya Games held in Goa in January. Independent MLA Vijay Sardesai even categorized the entire pass fiasco as yet another ticket scam in the state. Pointing to the government reply table on the floor of the House, Sardesai said that over 11,000 printed tickets or passes were wasted by the government. Our Dexco Bureau Report.
I have raised this question of Lusophoniya Games, opening, closing ceremonies and football final, because people of my constituency where all these three events were organized were deprived of passes, had agitated, and even I in protest had boycotted all these three functions held in my constituency. Speaker sir, तुम्ही म्हाका फक्त फिगर परती वाचून दाखयल्या. 11,000 passes तुम्ही वेस्ट केले. According to your own answer, त्या लोकांक तुज्यान दिवपाक जाताले. फिगर सांगता की तुम्ही छापल्या कितले. एक मिनिट म्हजो प्रश्न असो आहा की सायडींतल्या तुम्ही म्हाका एक लिस्ट दिला कोणाक कोणाक तुम्ही दिल्या ते पास. तर कोणाक कोणाक कितले दिल्या ते सांगू ना. कित्याक जे केडर आसात तुमचे which are not very sporting, ते सडनली स्पोर्टी जाले, सगळे पास वाटूंक लागले, आनी जे थंयचे कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सीन सायडींतले जे मनीस आहा तांकां कोणाक दिवंकूच ना. जिल्हा परिशदाक दिवंक ना, कोणा एक चणेशे दिले आसतले 2-2, आनी थंय मागीर तुमी कोणे पळयले थंय गोंयकार पास आशिल्ले मनीस जमनीर बसले. हें खबर आहा तुका? देर इज अ आर्टिकल रिटन ऑन दीस, नो पास क्लास फॉर लुसोफेनिया म्हणून. हे चीफ मिनिस्टराक धाडून दिता हांव, मागीर तुमी वाचा हेजेर. दीस इज ऑन द इंटरनॅशनल
सगळ्या आर्टिकला वाचल्या आणि सगळ्या आर्टिकला भितर कोणाचो व्यू पॉइंट कसो आहा तोय तकलेन धरलेलो आसा.
बरें आहा आर्टिकल आर्टिकलाचे बरें आहा. स्पीकर सर, म्हजो प्रश्न इतलो आहा, जे लोकल रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्हांक दिले ते कितले दिले? लोकल रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्हांक तुवें दिला म्हण नांव दिला, कितले दिले?
स्पीकर सर, पयलें तुजो 11,000 पास हें उरली म्हणटा न्ही तूं, 11,000 पास वापरली ना वचत म्हणटा पळय न्ही. क्लोजिंग क्लोजिंग
तांकां उत्तर दिवनी पयले
क्लोजिंग सेरेमनी आमी आतां सांगलें तुमकां की क्लोजिंग सेरेमनीक आमी केवळ वापरली ते पास 9,000 सिटींग कॅपेसिटी आशिल्ली 9,914. आनी प्रिंट जे केल्ले आमी जे केल्ले
9,000 वापरले. तुवें आन्सर कितले दिला?
प्रिंट जे केल्ले
18,000 दिला म्हणजे.
अरे तू समजूनच घेना तो कितें
हांव समजना कितले.
तू उलयता पळय ते प्रिंटिंगाच्या आंकड्याचेर उलयता. तो सांगता म्हाका क्लोजिंग सेरेमनीक बॅक सायड जे पळय आशिल्ली ती ऑक्युपाय करपाक येना आसली, बिकॉज देर वॉज नो टायम टू सेट अप एट द सेंटर, सो दोज सीट्स वेर एज गुड एज वेस्टेज.
Vice Admiral Anil Chopra, Flag Officer Commanding in Chief Eastern Naval Command, on Friday commissioned the INS Sumedha in Indian Navy. The ship is built by Goa Shipyard and is the biggest patrolling vessel in India's Navy's fleet. The vessel is suitable for monitoring sea lands of communication, defense of offshore oil installation and the other critical offshore national assets. Kiran Borkar reports from Vasco for RDX Goa.
The commissioning ceremony of any ship always engenders and embodies a distinct sense of accomplishment and pride in not only the ship's crew and the shipyard, but in all stakeholders. I am, therefore, delighted to be here in your midst to commission Sumedha, the third naval offshore patrol vessel built here at GSL into the Indian Navy. The timely delivery of Sumedha and the increasingly better design of our OPVs are testimony to the Navy's twin-pronged commitment to indigenous design and ship construction. INS Sumedha is a good example of this complex process, and I congratulate Goa Shipyard, the CMD and his entire team for meeting the timelines of ship delivery into the Navy, as well as the quality of the work which has been reported to me. We therefore await the arrival of Sumedha at her base port eagerly at Vishakhapatnam.
Let's take a short commercial break. Stay tuned.
comfortable stay, presidential and executive suites, essentials, safety of your belongings, modern baths, showers and jacuzzi. $25 conference room, one-up lounge bar with disco lights and DJ music. Restaurant managed by Mumbai's famous Uncle's Kitchen, tasty and tantalizing dishes. Cable TV screens, all in friendly and air-conditioned environment at Amunkar's Boutique Hotel, DB Bandodkar Road, Miramar, Panji, Goa.
Emotion, one-stop location for all your needs. A huge collection of custom gifts for your family and friends. Shop for any occasion, weddings, birthdays, anniversary and much more. Express your deepest love with a thoughtful gift from our store. Unique and creatively designed gifts, only at Emotions.
सोबीत दिसचे अशें कोणाक दिसना. भांगार सोबीत काय वाडयता. भांगार आनी रुप्या वस्ती खातीर साळकार ज्वेलर्स, कदम बस स्टँड, पणजी. भांगार म्हारग जाला? घेव नाकात. गोल्ड प्लेटेड कांकणां, पाटली, पिचोडी तोडे घेयात. वैभव ज्वेलर्स, साळकार ज्वेलर्सा सामकार, कदम बस स्टँड, पणजे. हांगा क्रिस्टल माळो आणि हैदराबादी मोतियाय मेळटा. एकदा येयात आणि धादोशी जायात. साळकार ज्वेलर्स.
चांदण्यात फिरताना
धुंद चांदण्या रात्री, रोमांच रोम अंगात्री, लाघवी तुझे स्मित, छेडती नवे गीत. चंद्रगीत, चंद्रगीत, चंद्रगीत. या माझ्या स्वप्न महाली क्षण रंगले, मन दंगले. जादू तुझ्या स्पर्शाची मी प्रेम रंगी रंगले. उमलली नवी एक प्रीत. चंद्रगीत, चंद्रगीत, चंद्रगीत. आतिथ्य आणि स्मित म्हणजेच हॉटेल चंद्रगीत. आरामदायी प्रशस्त एअर कंडिशन खोल्या, केबल टीव्ही, शॉवरची सोय. मध्यवर्ती ठिकाण पणजी म्हापसा महामार्गावर, पदवरी, गोवा येथे हॉटेल चंद्रगीत.
Welcome back. After being castigated by the opposition over negative growth on the industrial front and his claims of generating 50,000 jobs over the next 5 years, Chief Minister Manoj Parrikar said that BJP is in power and it will see how to fulfill its promises. While Porvorim MLA Rohan countered Grill Industries Minister Mahadev Naik for not doing anything about unutilized or underutilized plots. Our Dex Goa Bureau Report.
इंडस्ट्रीज मिनिस्टर, आय एम आस्किंग यू, लँड डिपार्टमेंटा कडेन कितलें आसा? तुमी अलॉट कितले केला लास्ट 2 वर्सान? SEZ धरा न धरा, आनी तुमी जेन्ना 50,000 जॉब्स फॉर गोवन्स म्हणटा, हे अलॉटमेंट ऑफ प्लॉट्सान तुमी क्रायटेरिया घाल्या की X% ऑफ रिक्रुटमेंट हॅज टू हॅपन टू गोवन्स म्हणून.
मातसो आनी तुका एक म्हयने एंड रावपाक कितें जाला?
लँड कितले आसा तरी सांग. लँड कितले आसा आनी अलॉट कितले केला 2 वर्सान?
लँड कितले जायले म्हणजे एकदम स्पेशल तो प्रश्न विचारपाक जाय आशिल्लो. तुगे प्रश्न आसा
ड्राफ्ट पॉलिसी घालप आनी कसलो प्रश्न विचारू
लँड कितली
Because I asked a specific thing, you are saying 50,000 jobs and 25,000 crore investment over 5 years. My specific question is, तुका investment पहिले investor land दिवचे पडटा.
प्रश्न प्री एसएमटिव्ह प्रश्न आसा विधानसभेच्या
प्री एसएमटिव्ह नी स्पीकर आसा हांव विचारता लँड कितले आसा हाऊ इट इज प्री एसएमटिव्ह लँड कितले
हांव सांगता ड्राफ्ट पॉलिसी अजून नोटिफाय जावन ना त्या वेळार ताका ह्या संदर्भातले कितें प्रश्न आसत नोटिफाय जातकच तो विचारूंक शकता लँड कितले आसा हाका काय येत ना लँड आमी त्याच बजेटान बरयल्ले आसा SEZची जमीन आमी खाली करून घेतली ती जमीन साधारणपणे 36 लाख स्क्वेअर मीटर आहे.
The budget for the financial year 2014-15 presented by the Chief Minister is the most healthy budget towards tourism, said Kalangut MLA Michael Lobo. He said that previous government have neglected this sector completely during this tenure. Michael Lobo further said that 70% of Goan population is relying on tourism due to shutdown of mining activities. Hence, the tourism department should utilize maximum funds to develop the infrastructure needed for growth of tourism. Gautam Shirodkar reports from Panji for Ardex Goa.
Budget जो Honorable Chief Minister present केला is a very friendly budget as far as tourism is concerned. After mining, tourism is the biggest industry which is sustaining all these people. आता 70% of our population is living on this industry. The unemployed youth from the mining sector is coming in the coastal belt or in hotels in Panjim or South Goa or anywhere in the coastal belt or even in the this means finally they are getting employment in the tourism sector. So government has to look at this industry positively. All these years all the governments have failed to give justice to this industry.
Let's take a short commercial break. Stay tuned.
कसलोय समारंभ असो वा कसलोय सुवाळो असो सगळ्यांची एकूच पसंत संजय फॅशन सेंटर रेडीमेड सूट शेरवानी कुर्तास आणि लग्न सोहळ्याचे कपडे तुमच्या गरजेप्रमाण आम्ही ऑर्डर घेतात. संजय फॅशन सेंटर सिंडिकेट बँके लागी बेती.
सलोनी लेडीज वेयर, a new extension store of Sanjay Fashion Center, specialist in kurtis, jeans, dress material and innerwear. Next to Police Outpost, Betim, Bardes, Goa. Contact 777-3927-152.
Mallikarjun Caterers. We accept soft drinks, ice creams, veg and non-veg buffet orders for weddings, birthdays and other occasions. We also undertake pandal and stage decorations with lightings. Contact Anand Bandekar, Pansolem, Concon, Goa. Phone number 3130-178, 9823524014 or 9405166141. Mallikarjun Caterers.
While declaring that he himself will contest the Lok Sabha polls from North Goa on his party ticket, former Finance Minister Dayanand Narvekar said that he has received many as 46 applications for South Goa Lok Sabha seat. Addressing a press conference, Narvekar said that Congress will win only around 75 seats in the Lok Sabha. He said his new party, the Goa Democratic Front, would flex secularism, unemployment as well as the dole being dished out by successive governments as main poll planks. Gautam Shirodkar reports from MAPSA for Ardex Goa.
There were 14 cases which were sent by the collector to the office of the deputy collector and Mamladar with the orders to inspect these places and do the needful action on the orders passed by Pollution Control Board. Now the Pollution Control Board has ordered the collector to inspect and if the places are they have not stopped work or the then sealing of these places. Now out of 14 till now I have completed sealing 4 cases. This is the 5th one and 2 are in progress under Mamlatdar. Okay. Now there were 4 places which we feel that residential areas were involved. So I have written to the additional collector for clarification. Since MCC is in force and since these residential areas might have electors, then whether we should go ahead with the sealing of the places. Because sealing of the residential areas, before sealing we would have to vacate the areas. Now for that reason, till now I have just received a telephonic message from the Pollution Control Board to keep these residential areas sealing on hold. Not stay, not status quo, till further clarifications. So since that clarification is not there, I am keeping these 4 residential areas on hold till I get clarification, and I am going ahead with the other cases. Mesa South West Railway Guest House, then Rachel Bar and Restaurant, Raphael Bar and Restaurant, okay. Then Graceland Cottages and Mrs. Amigo Plaza. This is the 5th one, PC Holiday Inn, that is Silver Sand Hotel. The present one which we are sealing now, the process is on. Then James Bar and Hotel, Blonell Beach Resort, the sealing has already started under Mamlatdar.
While declaring that he himself will contest the Lok Sabha polls from North Goa on his party ticket, former Finance Minister Dayanand Narvekar said that he has received many as 46 applications for South Goa Lok Sabha seat. Addressing a press conference, Narvekar said that Congress will win only around 75 seats in the Lok Sabha. He said his new party, the Goa Democratic Front, would flex secularism, unemployment as well as the dole being dished out by successive governments as main poll planks. Gautam Shirodkar reports from Mapsa for RDX Goa.
I am contesting from North Goa. South as a selection process चालू है. There are a lot of applications. We are going online with the membership, or we have already gone online when I am talking to you. So it may be we are already getting a lot of calls from NRIs and other places in Gulf and all. They want to have a strong regional party. I said fine, I am there. If you trust me. You are no drive at the same time.
Online?
Yeah, online. Yeah. You don't have drive. I don't have chariot. Ratha Vittatana. There is no Vijay Sankalpana anymore. Vijay against whom? People or against whom? That is gone now. Now the hard reality starts. I get about 30 days time, right? And we have to have a meeting in 40 constituents. Tomorrow is my meeting in Lohia Maidan, the biggest event which took place in Goa, where my great leader Ram Manohar Lohia came into Goa, and that is why we celebrate that.
The Indian Coast Guard and Marine Police on Friday caught 16 people from Kharivada, Vasco while allegedly stealing oil and scrap material from Pratibha Bhima tanker anchored off Panjim port. Indian Coast Guard DIG M. Badkar said that Coast Guard on Friday received a call from Captain of Port's Deputy Captain that a person was caught on Pratibha Bhima tanker. He further said that all state security agencies were informed and commanded Akshay Jain coordinated the entire operation and all 16 accused were handed over the coastal police. Kiran Borkar reports from Vasco for RDX Goa.
Actually, the starting is a good work of Captain of the Ports Department, Captain Octavia. He was going with his team for normal inspection early in the morning. That there were 10-12 people moving around the ship. Despite not having a clear picture, we diverted our Coast Guard ship commanded by Commandant Roy to the site. And when he went, he sent his boarding party fully armed. At that time, we found the captain of the ports, Captain Octavia himself on the forecastle. And they wouldn't enter inside because all these people had taken shelter inside the ship, which is a huge ship and it's totally darkened. And by the time the police could reach there, one of the persons was apprehended by the Coast Guard, the boarding team. And they were there to take away oil, the other lube oils, the diesel, and other worthy items which are on board Pratibha Bhima.
Before we wind up, here's a recap of the headlines. PWD conducts interviews for the post of assistant engineers despite of application of code of conduct. Sports Minister Ramesh Tawadkar grilled over non-availability of passes for the Lusophonia Games. And petrol vessel INS Sumida commissioned in Indian Navy's fleet. This news bulletin ends here. To follow the recent news and activities, keep watching RDX Goa. You can also watch the news on www.rdxgoa.com as well as on YouTube. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Goodbye.